Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth. All right, Shalom. Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles, as in the other nations.
Right.
It says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what you shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what you shall speak. For it is not you that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And a good example of that is when they make this New World Order, especially the taking of that chip.
Right.
When they make it mandatory.
Right.
You're going to have certain family members squealing on other certain family members.
Yep. Thought criminals.
Yep.
Going back to 1984.
You can speak on that.
Yeah, you had thought criminals. You had children. And that movie 1984 by I forgot the guy's name. He was saying, he brought out that there were children ratting on their family members, you know, on their parents. If they thought some kind of radical thing against the New World Order, they'll let the government know, and then the government will come in and take their parents away.
Or they already got a saying coming from the commercial: if you see something, say something.
Right.
So that's going to be the atmosphere out here. You know, the government is going to use people to squeal on other people to turn them into the government if they go against their edict, especially that chip.
Yep.
You know.
In a way, they had that going when they were giving the serpent's juice out.
Right.
They were kind of bringing that out.
Right.
You know, if you know someone that didn't take it, say something.
Yep. Report them to the authorities.
Yeah, because they could infect you.
Yeah.
You know, they had that
You
thought.
know, people are waking up to that.
Yeah.
They're finding out people that took it are dying and getting sick.
Yeah.
I have friends that died.
Right.
Actually died directly from taking it. And one guy said, I should have never took them juice.
Yep.
He said, I feel like I'm going to die. And then a week and a half later, he's dead.
Right.
I heard a couple of stories about that. So when they do it this time, ain't nobody going to fall for that shit.
Yeah.
You know, people are waking up to the government and they're not trusting the government. That's why there's so many news stations are getting rid of these guys, these news guys that are telling the truth. Tucker Carlson told a lot of truth.
Yeah.
He was kind of like an Alex Jones.
Yeah, he was bringing some things
So
out.
they got rid of him, you know? So people are going to what? They're not going after CNN and these spots. They're going on the web and watching alternative media stations because they're coming out with straight truth.
Yep.
They completely ban Alex Jones.
Right.
Because he's coming out with the truth.
Yep.
You know? So people are beginning to see it right now, you know?
Yep. And a lot of them be watching us too, but they won't say it.
That's why I believe it was Yahushua said, "A man's foes shall be there of his own household."
Yep.
That's why we tell you, really, and this is the cold hard truth. If your family members is not into this truth, then they're really your enemies, and they could turn you in to the government when that time comes.
Yeah.
They could squeal on you, report you to the so-called government.
That's why when you come into this truth, you got to leave your family, meaning your immediate family, your wife and your children, whatever, maybe your mother, your father, if they still living, your immediate family, but your cousins and your uncles and all that, family gatherings and all that, you can't go to them because they can rat you out.
Right.
So you got to cut yourself off from this world.
Basically, you're on your own, you know, basically.
And ultimately, they don't have to do that because everybody's ultimately going to have to get chipped anyway.
Right.
So they're going to know exactly through your spending habits what you do and what you don't do.
Yep.
So you got to remember when Abraham came into the truth, he left what? He left his father, Terah. scriptures tell you that Terah was worshiping other gods. So when Abraham came to the knowledge of the truth, he actually broke from his father. Okay, and that's what you're going to find out, that you come into this knowledge of this truth. Your new family now are the brothers that are in the truth, that know the truth. That's your new family. You know? So anyway, going back to the scripture.
Whether you like them or not.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You don't gotta like your new family, but you gotta love
Respect them. You gotta respect them and love them.
There's a thing of respect. There's a thing of courtesy. You know?
Charity.
And even the disciples, they argued back and forth.
Yep.
We can read about how they had one argument. It was quite silly. They're arguing over who's greater. Is this guy greater than this guy? And then Yahushua checked all of them. He brought a little child, and he said, except you be like this little child, you can't inherit the kingdom of heaven. And that cut all of them. So what was the main point there? Humility. And that's what we teach here.
What's the scripture in malice be like children?
Now you have to be children.
It's all
Malice
about
meaning you know, a child, two children get into a fight, and then 3 hours later they punch again. So a man and two men get into a fight, they'll kill each other. And one try to kill each other. So in malice be ye children.
But in understanding be
But
men.
in understanding be ye men. You know?